Brought to you by Penguin.
The Good Death, written and read by Suzanne B. O'Brien.
This audiobook is intended to supplement, not replace, the advice of a trained health professional. If you know or suspect that you have a health problem, you should consult a health professional. The author and publisher specifically disclaim any liability, loss, or risk, personal or otherwise, that is incurred as a consequence, directly or indirectly, of the use and application of any of the contents of this audiobook. This book is dedicated to all the family caregivers who will be called to care for someone they love at the end of life. May this book bring you empowerment, comfort, and guidance for the most peaceful passing possible. Introduction. Don't be afraid of death. Be afraid of an unlived life. You don't have to live forever. You just have to live. Natalie Babbitt in Tuck Everlasting. I grabbed the cold stainless steel handle of the door to hospital room 575 and entered. It looked exactly like every other hospital room I had been in over the course of my nursing career. The same reflective linoleum flooring, the same perforated ceiling tiles, and the same off-white walls. It was sterile in every way, just as void of vibrancy and warmth as it was void of bacteria. But when I entered room 575 that particular day, I felt something different. There were 4 family members gathered around the bedside looking at my patient. She was unconscious. Her breathing was shallow and labored. I stood behind them, silently observing. The only sounds were the slow beeps coming from the electronic vital signs monitor and the rhythmic whooshing of the IV pump. The patient's mouth was slightly agape. I immediately knew I was witnessing the end of this woman's life. She was actively transitioning into death. I was accustomed to witnessing a state of crisis, panic, and fear in moments like these. After all, death is the #1 fear in the United States and probably almost everywhere else on the planet. But in this moment, I felt no fear in the room. There was only calm. Then, I felt something powerful around me. It was as if I was watching her spirit leave the physical world behind and ascend elsewhere. I was accustomed to witnessing death, but I had never seen anything like this. An incommunicable feeling of love enveloped the room, and for a moment, it felt like time had disappeared. I stood there in complete awe. The experience was peaceful all the way through to her final breath, and when she transitioned, I quietly left the room so that her loved ones could say their goodbyes in private. As I closed that stainless steel door behind me, my eyes filled with tears of gratitude for what I had just been allowed to witness. At that point, I had worked in end-of-life care as a registered nurse for 1.5 years. After 18 months of witnessing death on a daily basis, this was the first time I ever saw what I would characterize as a good death. All the other times, I watched my patients and their families suffer physically and emotionally until death inevitably came, throwing everyone into traumatic grief. That day, I realized that as a society, the relationship we have with death is all wrong. Death doesn't have to be scary. And
Sample complete. Ready to continue?